Most online businesses post content that gets views but not clients. The sad part is that they are making the same 6 mistakes over and over again. So in this video, I'm going to show you what they are and how to fix them before you make your next post. So the first point we're going to go over is creating content without a clear strategy. One of the biggest mistakes online businesses make is creating content without a clear strategy. They are posting for the sake of staying active, hoping that something eventually sticks. But without a defined purpose behind each piece of content, whether it's to attract, educate, or convert, you're basically throwing darts in the dark. The real issue is that content becomes noise. You might get some likes or comments, but it's not moving people closer to becoming clients. And that's what makes it so destructive. It gives the illusion of progress while in reality, your audience isn't being guided anywhere. What you should be doing instead is building a content funnel, even if it's simple. Have content that attracts cold audiences, content that educates and nurtures, and content that converts, with each piece leading naturally into the next. This is how you shift from random posting to strategic publishing. For example, let's say you are a business coach. Instead of posting a random motivational quote on a Monday and a tip on a Friday, start with a video that breaks down the biggest mistakes new coaches make, then follow it up with a story-based testimonial from a client, and end with a CTA to download your free pricing guide. That's a flow, that's a strategy. The goal isn't to post more, it's to post with intention. When you do that, every piece of content becomes a step in your sales process. Second point we have is focusing on vanity metrics over conversions. So here's another trap. I see people way too often focusing on vanity metrics and not actual conversions. And look, I get it, seeing a reel hit 10,000 views or getting 200 likes on a post feels good, but those numbers don't pay the bills. If your content isn't turning into leads, conversations, or booked calls, then what's the point? And the thing is, this mindset is dangerous because it creates a false sense of success. You start chasing what looks good on the surface and completely ignore what actually grows your business. 1,000 likes won't matter if not a single person clicks your link or enters your funnel. Instead, shift your focus to intent-based metrics, right? So things like click-through rates, DM replies, email signups, or how many people watched your video. These are signals of real interest. You want to track the actions that lead to client acquisition, not just content popularity. Here's another example. Let's say that you are a consultant who posts carousels on Instagram. One gets 3,000 likes because it's a trending quote. Another gets 80 likes but leads to 4 people booking discovery calls. So now which one wins? And of course, it's going to be the one that moves people closer to buying, right? Every single time. So the bottom line is to not post to look good, but to post to convert. Your goal isn't clout, it's clients. So build content that speaks to your buyers, solves their problems, and leads them to take an action. Third point we have is inconsistent posting and long gaps between content. So let's talk about a silent killer in content marketing, which is inconsistency, right? So one week you're posting every day and the next you're completely ghosting your audience for 2 months. And here's the thing, inconsistency doesn't just make you look unreliable, it literally trains your audience to forget you exist. The real damage happens over time. When you disappear, your audience stops expecting value from you. Algorithms stop prioritizing your videos, and potential buyers, people that were on the fence, lose interest because you've broken that trust loop. Instead, what you should be doing is creating a sustainable posting system. Not daily if that burns you out, just consistent. Whether it's once a week or twice a month, the key is that your audience knows when to expect your content and what kind of value you're about to deliver. Audiences don't reward volume, they reward reliability. People trust creators and brands that show up regularly. Even platforms like YouTube and Instagram prioritize creators who post on a steady schedule, not the ones who go viral once and disappear for months. Consistency builds brand memory, which leads to conversions. So don't overpromise and underdeliver. Pick a schedule that works with your bandwidth and stick to it like your business depends on it, because it really does. Not optimizing content for discoverability, SEO, and thumbnails. Another huge mistake that holds online businesses back is not optimizing their content for discoverability. They pour so much time and effort into creating videos or posts, but never think about how people actually find them. If your content isn't showing up in search or isn't standing out in the feed, you're playing the game with a blindfold on. And the thing is, this is destructive because it kills your organic reach before it even has a chance to work. You could have the most valuable video in your niche, but if your title is vague and your thumbnail is weak, no one's clicking. And if you're not using searchable terms or tags your audience is actively typing in, the algorithm has no clue who to show your content to. The thing you should be doing instead is optimizing for intent and visibility. That means using clear searchable titles that match how your ideal client thinks, thumbnails that win the click by creating curiosity or delivering clarity, and descriptions that reinforce relevance. Your content shouldn't just look good, but it needs to be positioned to be found. So something wild that I wanted to just speak about is, I've seen content with average production quality outperform high budget videos purely because they nailed the SEO and thumbnail game. Discoverability isn't about perfection. It's about alignment with search behavior and audience curiosity. So before hitting publish, ask yourself, if I didn't know me, would I click on this? If the answer is no, optimize until the answer is yes, never including a clear CTA. One of the easiest mistakes to fix, yet most people still miss it, is not including a clear call to action in their content. You just spend 5 or 10 minutes delivering value, but then you end the video with nothing. No next step, no direction, just vibes. And just to give you guys a heads up, I'm not adding any CTAs or any forms for you guys to sign on any of my videos currently. And it's just purely for me to just give you guys value and just for you guys to take any of this information and actually apply it to your own businesses. But moving on, this is destructive because you actually want to be guided. If you don't tell them what to do next, whether it's to book a call or download something or even just subscribe, they'll do nothing. And the thing is, people's attention spans are really short. You only get one window to turn interest into action. And if you waste it, you lose momentum. So what you need to do instead is to guide your viewers with purpose. Every piece of content should end with a relevant CTA that's aligned with your goal. That might mean telling them to book a free strategy call, comment with a specific question, grab your lead magnet, or simply binge the next video in your funnel. What you need to make sure is that the CTA feels natural and not forced. So here's another great insight I have for you. Creators who strategically repeat their CTA at the start, the middle, and at the end of the video see way more conversions than usual. It's not about being pushy, it's about being intentional. People often need to hear something more than once to take action. So don't just assume that people are gonna know what to do. You need to make it obvious. So something that helps me remember is that clear beats clever every time. So you gave them the value, now show them the next step. Trying to go viral instead of building trust. The one thing that of course we can all be honest about is that everyone wants to go viral, but of course chasing that is one of the most common mistakes online businesses make. The problem is that viral content might get you attention, but it doesn't automatically earn you trust. And without trust, no one's buying from you. And the thing is, this mindset is destructive because it teaches you to kind of prioritize entertainment over value. You start copying trends, watering down your message, and creating content that may pop off, but attracts the wrong audience. And these type of people that you're pulling in are gonna scroll, laugh, and leave, and you're not gonna be getting the ones who actually convert. Instead, your focus should be on building trust through consistency, clarity, and expertise. That means making content that solves problems, answers questions, and shows you understand your buyer better than anyone else. Trust is built when people feel seen, understood, and helped, even before they pay you. So here's another insight that I have. The creators and brands with the most loyal audiences, you won't necessarily see them all the time go viral. What they will do instead is show up consistently, speak with authority, and stay focused on helping a very specific type of person. Over time, that builds an audience that doesn't just follow, but you build one that buys. So don't fall for the hype of chasing numbers that don't matter. You're not trying to entertain the world, you're trying to attract the right clients, and that starts with trust, not trends. So to wrap this up, content marketing isn't just about posting more, it's about posting with purpose. If you're creating without strategy, chasing vanity metrics, disappearing for weeks, skipping SEO, forgetting CTAs, or just trying to go viral, then yeah, you're most definitely leaving money on the table. But the good news, these are all fixable. So starting today, you can turn your content into a system that actually attracts leads, builds trust, and drives real business. So if this helped, drop a like, hit subscribe, or you can just share this with someone who's stuck in the post and pray cycle. Thanks.